Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another Deen Check. We're out here, and today we're going to be talking about an issue that's obviously it's become a bit more public in the media and everything like that, especially something's happened just the other day, and that's depression. So we see that a lot of people out here, film stars, musicians, a lot of them, dying due to depression. Whether they hang themselves, they're found in the bath, they're taking mad drugs just to ease their pain of depression, worries and everything. Even though it happens with the stars and the celebrities and that, but we know it's happening also within the Muslim community, especially within the young, the young brothers and the young sisters, with all this pressure of university, college, being liked on social media, being liked on Twitter, someone following you, someone pressing I like what you done, I like this, Instagram, all these things that's out there. It feels like it's something that's just creeping up on us, and I ain't really hearing nothing about it. No one ain't really speaking about it. So how do we tackle this?
I think in regards to depression, I think it's a really big problem that we've got even amongst the Muslims and the non-Muslims. Now in regards to suicide, people cutting their wrists, people taking overdose and what have you, this is something that is rampant in our community amongst the young people, but it's something that is not discussed for some strange reason. Now subhanAllah, obviously like you said, we just heard the latest news about, I think it was Robbie Williams, who hanged himself, and he's not the first person. There's many people in the past who have done the same thing, and there's some kind of a pattern, because especially amongst the people who have got, let's say, higher to dunya, they've got everything. They got women, they got cars, they got all the luxuries, but it seems that they still want to resort to doing things like suicide. Now, what's the best way for us to angle this now? One of the things I want to discuss is that in regards to depression, many people have contacted me in the past in regards to them going through depression, going through a hard time, feeling suicide and what have you. And I'm gonna break down something what happened to me personally. I remember before I came to Islam, before when we were non-Muslim, obviously we grew up on a council estate, and our aims and our goals and ambitions were to make money. And also it was always our biggest ambition was, and we always used to have it at the back of our head, that once we make money we're going to be happy. So that was our goal. So when we were on the road shotting, doing all this madness, we're thinking, you know what, I'm not happy right now. The reason why I'm not happy is because I ain't got money. So that was our push, that was our motivation, that used to keep us going on a day-to-day basis. Now subhanAllah, Allah showed me something. When I actually got to the stage of my life where I actually had money, where I had expensive cars, 15, 20 grand cars, 6,000, 7,000 pound watches, holidays, going raving, spending 700, 900 pound, crystal and what have you, I used to start thinking to myself, what's going on? This is what I've always wanted. Like the things I'm happening, what I've got now, this is what I wanted. I'm going Selfridges, I'm buying a jacket for 800 pound, 900 pound. This is the dream. So why am I not happy? And it's only when I got to that stage of my life I started to think, and it used to stress me out to the degree that sometimes I'm in my house, I'll just smoke weed all night. I don't want to think about it. I don't want it to be on my mind. And then when it used to get to me so much, it got to a stage that I used to go raving every day. I go night clubbing every day. And the main reason for me going clubbing was I didn't want to be alone, so I won't think.
So
I didn't want to be alone, so I won't think.
So what you're saying, the drugs is a form of blocking it out, but does it work?
No, obviously it's like it's a trick, innit? You use it as a tool to like keep your mind away from things. Obviously when you're high and what have you, your mind's occupied, but as we all know, you can take as much drugs as you want. As soon as the drugs wear down, the problem's still the same. Anyway, cut a long story short, I remember when someone first started to give me dawah, first telling me about Islam, and I used to hear it, but I used to think to myself, you know what, I'm in a situation in my life, I'm not ready to give up what I've got now. And I remember the brother gave me dawah, and he's like, you know what, if you believe, then accept Islam, and then, you know what, slowly but surely you will change. But a statement what a brother said to me, and it stuck to me to this day. I said, subhanAllah, that statement had weight. Even though when he told me, it didn't affect me at that time, but when I became a Muslim and started learning about the deen, it affected me. When he said that, in the remembrance of Allah, the hearts find ease. And you know, like obviously as a non-Muslim, you can't really get, what do you mean in the remembrance of Allah, your heart finds ease? You can't really comprehend what he's saying, but it's only when I became a Muslim and I started learning about Allah and his messenger, and my heart started feeling tranquility that it's never felt before.
True.
So it was only when I became a Muslim where that depression that I had, I'm not saying it was extreme depression, I never felt suicidal or what have you, but I I was stressed a lot.
Enough for it to make you slow down in your day-to-day activity.
Yeah, it was affecting me. It was affecting me. It was affecting me a lot. Now, in regards to this depression, there's different levels. Obviously, we're not professionals, but I'm just talking from personal experience and people that I work with. There's people confuse depression with just being sad. Being sad sometimes is part of life, it's normal. Sometimes you're a little bit depressed, you're not really happy with the way things are going on in your life, you wish you could do things a little bit better. That's normal. I think everyone goes through that. But we're talking about real depression. I was speaking to a brother the other day and he's like, Akhi, I see people talking about depression, they don't know about depression. He said to me, when he was depressed, he didn't want to get out of his bed in the morning. He didn't want to pray. He dropped out of college.
So this is when it overwhelms you, it becomes your life.
This is real depression. This is real depression. Not when you feel a bit sad, you feel a bit down, feeling like you're not reaching your goals in life. This is real depression when you wake up in the morning, you don't want to wake up.
I'm with you.
You don't want to eat food. You don't want to go out. People phoning your phone, you're blocking out the whole dunya. That's like the first stages. Then it's like shaitan, the next level, what he makes you do, he makes you stay away from people. He makes you say, you know what? Stay away from your friends. Stay away from your companions. That's the second stage. The first stage is when you completely seclude yourself now. You've gone from not talking to anyone, not talking to your friends, now you're not even talking to your own family members. You're not letting no one know your problems. Now who's your companion when you get in that situation? It's the shaitan.
Deep.
Starts whispering to you, what's the point of life? Why are you living? Your life has no purpose. You'd be better off dead. Nobody doesn't care about you.
You've tried everything, it's not working.
You've tried everything in your life, it's not working. The best situation for you is to take your own life. And many brothers and sisters get in this situation. Now, my brothers and sisters in Islam, and also my non-Muslim viewers who watch this show, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling in a state that is unusual to you, speak to someone that you trust. Don't bottle this in. This ain't gonna help you. This ain't gonna make your situation better. If you're a brother, if you're a sister and you're watching this video right now and you know you're feeling deep depression, know you're not suffering alone. There's many people in the world who are going through what you're going through, but the worst thing you can do is keep it to yourself. Because when you keep it to yourself, it builds up to the degree that you start to think, I don't want to live anymore. And many people, when they get to that stage, they end up committing suicide. I'll tell you about an example of a sister that I spoke to just 2 weeks ago. She said to me, she tried to commit suicide. She took tablets, she took an overdose, but she said she praised Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She wasn't able. It wasn't strong enough for her to overcome it. Yeah. Even when I put up a status on Facebook just yesterday, and I said that we're going to do a deen check, we're going to talk about depression. A sister messaged me and she's like, you know what, one of my family members passed away, and she just thought to herself, you know what, there's no point in living. She tried to take her overdose, and since then she's been depressed. So alhamdulillah, we advised her, we gave her good nasiha, and alhamdulillah, she's starting to feel better, and she's taken up a device that we gave her.
Alhamdulillah.
But one of the main things we want to stress today is that, look, brothers and sisters, when you're going through depression, know you're not alone. Reach out to people that you know, and even if people that you know that you feel that you don't trust them, even if you reach out to someone that who you know you're not close to, who can give you advice. Because what I've noticed amongst majority of the brothers and sisters, and wallahi, so many brothers and sisters are contacting me telling me that they feel like committing suicide, is that once you speak to them and tell them, you know what, life is a test, and you be like a companion to them, and you listen to their problems, and you're like someone, like a shoulder for them to cry on. Generally speaking, majority of the people that I've come across, they start to feel better. They start to wind down.
We might have some people behind the camera there watching this saying like, look, I'm depressed, I've gone to my family members, they just think it's a joke, they think I'm going through a phase, no one's taking me serious, I've tried. Is there a point when you're going through this when you just say, alright, it's enough, I've tried everything, I'm gonna quit? Or do you always strive? Like, what is it?
We know as Muslims, innit, that we always turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will never let you down. I could let you down, Musa could let you down, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never let you down. And one of the problems that we have as the youth, as mankind, is that sometimes when we're in depression, when we're in struggles, we forget to turn to Allah. Just because you can't see Allah doesn't mean Allah can't hear you. Allah can hear you. Turn to Allah, ask Allah to help you. Allah will help you. There's no shadow of doubt about that. But the trick of the shaitan is, he makes you forget that. He tells you, don't turn to Allah. No one wants to help you. Allah has no interest in you. Allah won't help you. And then when you get to that stage where shaitan's got a good grip on you, some people end up doing all sorts of madness, from taking pills, trying to hang themselves, cutting their wrists, etc.
But there's some of them people that are like, I've committed so much sin, and then they fall into depression through this angle of, I've committed so much sin, my family disown me, nobody wants to be around me, that brother that I was with, he's not on it no more, or the brothers, they're not making their money, they're sinful, so they've fallen into depression due to chasing the dunya. But now they're looking at themselves and they're judging themselves as like, I'm so sinful, I can't turn to Allah.
You know, one of the biggest mistakes people make is that when they make sins, they don't make tawbah. We all make sins, we all make mistakes, but you see, when you don't make tawbah, the heart keeps getting blackened and blackened and blackened, and eventually you start distancing yourself away from Allah, and you start saying to yourself, you know what, Allah's not going to forgive me, I can't turn to Allah, I'm too sinful, I've done so many evil things. Let's look at a prime example, the man who killed 99 men.
Sorry.
I don't think there's no one watching this video who's killed 99 people.
That's it.
Allah musta'an. And look what he done. He went to a righteous person, a person who's never committed no sin. He said to him, I've done all these sins, would Allah forgive me? What did the guy say? The guy said, no, Allah ain't gonna forgive you. He killed that man too. Now he's killed 100 people.
And this is something that we should take serious, because he went to a righteous man, but he wasn't a knowledgeable man.
He wasn't a knowledgeable man. He was just a righteous person.
It's easy to go to a person that, mashallah, he looks like he's on deen, but does he have that knowledge to help you out?
And look at the prime example. The next person he went to the scholar, he went to the religious person who understands the Qur'an and Sunnah. What did he say to him? Make tawbah, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will forgive you. So we're just paraphrasing the hadith, but just to make you a prime example that, you know what, once you make tawbah, Allah ta'ala will forgive you. Let's end the hadith. Look what happened after that. What did the scholar say to him? Make tawbah and leave the town. This guy left the town where he was at. On the way of his journey, he passed away. SubhanAllah.
So even before we go on, so what we're saying, we're learning from this that not only that he made tawbah, but by leaving the town, he left that what he's around.
He left his environment.
Those type of people that are around you.
Exactly.
Causing you to fall into these types of depression and issues that you're in.
Now the angels from the hellfire came down. The angels of Jannah came down. They're both beefing. It's a madness. The angels want to take him to Jahannam. The other angels want to take him to paradise. What did Allah Ta'ala say? If he was closer to where he was going, then we will admit him into paradise. If he was closer to the old town where he was, he will put him into the hellfire. And we all know that he was closer to the whole town, but Allah Ta'ala made it seem as if he was closer to the new town and he was admitted into Jannah. Now the moral of this story is, turn back to Allah. Allah will help you. Allah will make things easy for you. Like we said, in the remembrance of Allah, the hearts find ease. And that's one of the biggest problems many of the Muslim youth make. We don't turn to Allah. We might turn to our friend, or turn to a brother, turn to a sister who might let us down. But remember, Allah Ta'ala will never let you down. Allah Ta'ala will never let you down. Many of you brothers and sisters who are going through depression, reach out. Ask Allah to help you. Allah will help you. And no doubt you can reach out to people like me, reach out to Brother Musa, or reach out to anyone that you trust. But don't suffer alone. Don't stay at home. Don't stay in your room and start talking to yourself, because eventually you will go mad. And eventually shaitan will get you. And eventually, if Allah permits and you're not strong enough, then you're going to end up doing something that you might regret in this life and the hereafter. So we want to advise the brothers and sisters. Depression is a serious thing. It's a serious thing, and a lot of people won't understand unless they've been through it themselves. And we're not talking like we've been in that kind of depression ourselves, but what we're trying to say is that reach out to us. If you want someone to talk to, my email is going to be in the description. Drop me an email, I'll reply. Bi-idhnillah ta'ala. We'll reply to your email. We'll give you advice. We'll listen to your quarrels. We'll listen to your strengths.
Sometimes the person in depression, you just need someone to listen to him.
This is it.
And not judge him and not push him a certain way. And then after listening to the person, so that's also what we're going to tell people, that if you know someone that's depressed, is going through certain things, don't mock it. Don't belittle the thing. Ring him up. What's going on, brother? Or what's going on, sis? Let them speak to you. Like, what's your life saying? Like, what you've been up to? How, you know what I'm saying? School, studies, work. Chat to them, man. Talk to your brothers and sisters.
Another important point. It's like, pay attention to your brothers and sisters, people that you know, people that are around you. Pay attention to their behavioor. I've had brothers that I know personally, and I've seen that, wow, the brother's acting a bit strange. Is he okay? I have to call the brother like, is everything all right? You'd be surprised. Brother's telling me, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. And just after a 1 hour, 2 hour discussion, go and have a milkshake in Tooten or what have you. Man's okay after that. So this is something important that we need to understand, is that we need to pay attention to our brothers and sisters in Islam. And when they look sad, when something don't look right, reach out to them. Don't be of that Muslim who's always to themselves. Look around your environment. Look at your brother or sister in
And
Islam.
also, don't be that person like someone else is gonna do it. Don't feel like, right, I'm not gonna talk to him. Don't worry, his uncle was doing it, his auntie's gonna do it, his brother. No one ain't gonna do it. That's how you should do it. If you don't do it, no one ain't gonna do it. Reach out to your brothers, talk to them. Don't always think and pass the buck on to someone else.
At the end of the day, we know the hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, love for your brother what you love for yourself. Imagine you were in a situation where you needed help. Wouldn't you want someone to reach out to you? Wouldn't you want someone to help you? So we advise the brothers and sisters in Islam, look out for your brother, look out for your sister. And for any single person who's watching this video, I know many people are going to watch this video who are facing depression. I put out a short message on Facebook and my inbox was flooded with brothers and sisters who were saying they're facing depression. Brothers and sisters who were saying they feel suicidal. This is why we've come out here today and we're making this video. This video's for you. That turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will help you. And also look at people that you can trust. Get it off your chest. If you've got things what are building up in your heart, building up inside, get it off your chest. Don't let it build up inside, because when you keep it inside, it makes it worse. Obviously, we're not saying go and tell your problems to anyone, because you know some people can be spiteful and they can come and bite you later in the future and say, you know what, that brother or that sister told me a madness. So maybe even if you reach out to someone you don't know, you can just drop an email, you can just get it off your chest and they can reply. Do this, even if it's an imam, maybe not
your name.
You don't
this
need
is
to
me.
leave your
This
name.
is you don't have to do them things there.
This is important. At the end of the day, you can get your local imam's email. You don't have to leave your name. Leave a kunya. Say your name so and so. You've got this problem. You want someone to reply. This is something that you can do, but don't suffer alone. And remember, you're not the only person going through this. There's many brothers and sisters who are going through this around the world. So, like I said, we want to advise the brothers and sisters who are going through depression. First and foremost, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because no one can help you but Allah ta'ala. With Allah's help, you've got all the help you need. With Allah's help, you've got all the help you need. And also you can turn to your brothers and sisters in Islam for advice, for nasiha. For advice, for nasiha.
That's it.
It's for someone to talk to, for someone to release your problems to, and they can help you and advise you accordingly. We don't want to see no brothers or sisters committing suicide. We don't want to see no brothers and sisters going through deep depression where they feel like cutting their wrist or taking tablets or hanging themselves. Like we said, the Prophet ﷺ said, love for your brother what you love for yourself. And this is what we want to do. We want to help one another. We want to be there for one another. When you're down, when you're up, we want to be there for one another. When I'm down, you should be there for me. When you're down, when you're down, I should be there for you. And this is the beauty of Islam. And this is why Islam emphasizes on the importance of brotherhood and sisterhood. So we don't want to stand there and prolong this too long. We want to come to the end of the show, but we just want to let you know that, look, I'm here for you. Brother Musa's here for you. And there's many other brothers and sisters around the world. If you need help, you need advice, you just want to drop an email, you want to let go of your stress, feel free. Our emails will be in the description. Holler at us. Don't feel shy. Don't feel shy. I ain't going to judge you. I ain't going to look down at you. If you want to let off your stress, no problem by me. I'm here to listen, inshallah ta'ala, and I'll email you as soon as I can.
And inshallah, what I would like to say, that if we are able to find out any organisations that are dealing with that, maybe they do mentoring or they do things like that are trustworthy organisations, then inshallah the brother will just put it at the bottom of the video, and you can reach out to some people or organisations that can help you. And that's out, man. Deen check.
One last thing, we would urge the brothers and sisters, share this video, because there's many brothers and sisters who are going through distress, and bi'idhnillah ta'ala, you might share this video and it might be a means, if Allah permits, to save someone's life. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us sincere. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help the Muslim youth, to help the Muslim ummah, and help anyone, Muslim or non-Muslim, going through these kind of struggles, and guide them to the straight path. So catch us next week on Deen Check. Abu Bakr Islam, your brother Musa.
We out. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.